Okay, so it's a new week. We had some interesting price action over the weekend. So let me make a quick update, purely focused on BTC for the coming week. So what we have still the same range with the Model 1 we have been in for a very long time. And since last week, we kept pushing higher, basically continuing this local bullish trend from the low up, where we have this as bullish trend. And then over the weekend, we broke the 4-hour back to bearish right there after the weekend move that tapped into the range high supply. So super clean POI, where we got the reaction from over the weekend. So I did not enter any shorts. And last week it was also a bit more sketchy since we had a lot of sweeps. We had sweep 1, sweep 2, sweep 3, sweep 4, sweep 5, which shows to me failed distribution models. So I'm not entirely sure that this is our high. I will not be surprised if we eventually make a continuation higher. Basically continuing this move up, where this is our higher high. Then here we have untapped range demand with multiple levels of refined demand and also fib confluence. Also some single prints. So I would not be surprised to look for longs in here to continue higher up. That was also the reason why I was interested in longs this morning, because I saw this move down. To me, it was an overreaction to what the actual news was, also during the weekend. So then oftentimes price accelerates lower than it was supposed to do. And last week we played a long here with basically the Model 2. And right now we started the week with this move down. And then here we had a local range. So in the Discord, I mentioned how I was interested in trading the local on Model 1, 2, and then look for the 3, where we basically would go down one more time, tap into the range demand, fill some imbalances, and then get a Model 1 breaker structure, and then trade it back up into all the single prints. Right now, the green box is like the single print, but earlier today it was all the way down here. So that was my plan, to look for like the Model 1. However, later on, I saw that we had the return to zone was getting very, very clean. So right here, trending down, so your low to high. So this is at that moment your local range to work with, where this is obviously tap 1 at the high. This is tap 2 at the lows. And here you can already see how price is pulling back. It's super nice with a lot of buy side liquidity above. And not only till the technical target of the range high right there, but also right here. This is also like all lower highs without supply, so a lot of buy side liquidity, which means that the moment price starts breaking structure back to bullish and takes the first highs right here, it probably squeezes higher into all of those levels. Combine that with the single prints that were resting all the way down till here. I was super interested in taking longs into that level. So first, as said, I was interested in the Model 1, but later on, I can share it to you right here. Yeah, I said like the Model 2 is also POI, because price took extreme liquidity, and then if it breaks structure back to bullish, you can look for longs. Here I showed with the order flow how we saw a lot of selling into the taps. So this is tap 1, this is tap 2, a lot of aggressive market sells into the tap 2, but market absorbs the buying pressure, aka accumulation. So at the tap 3, I was showing like this is the extreme liquidity. On Bybit, it formed equal lows, but on Binance, which is right here, it got swept. So there, I knew, okay, this is now the valid tap 3. Then we need to break internal structure back to bullish for an entry. So just taking it from there, we basically have lower high, low, low, lower high, low, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And that eventually, first, like an SFP right here. So it's not an official break, but the break came right here. and that validated the model to accumulation with technical target being the high. So eventually I enter it around here. I'm not sure, do I have it still on the chart? Yeah, okay, so this is the entry, even like super clean entry. And then price pushed up, came all the way back for the local demand that was left behind, and then aggressive push up, taking out the technical target at the range high where it took like 50% off. And then during the live stream I made for the server, I closed out another good partial near the highs right here, because my technical target was to take the start of this liquidity trail into the imbalances right here. So the next TP was also nice near the highs. And now I only have 30% or like 20% remaining for the single prints above into the supply. Since price made an aggressive push up, this range got invalidated as a distribution range. Instead is now a range demand. So this whole zone turned into demand with some nice clean demand right here. So depending on how price moves, can still look also for new entries right here, where I'm then gonna look for moves into this level. Beside that, next main POI is to look for a sweep of the current weekly low into the range demand, as explained this morning for the Model 1. So currently, first long POI demand right here. Second long POI is the move into this range demand. And then it depends on how price moves. It can be, for example, that this is the start. Let me see it right there. I have a few scenarios how we can look for swing longs eventually. And one is right here. Do I still have it? No. Okay, but it depends on how we move into this level. But this can be potentially be eventually like a PO3, where this is the accumulation, this is the manipulation, and then continuation. So this is a level I'm super interested in longs, this whole zone, with the range demand being a little bit lower, around 69.2 with the VIP level. So that's the main POI for longs. And for shorts, basically this whole zone where we broke structure from low up, high, higher low, higher high, bearish break. So this is the range supply where we have some single prints left behind, refined supply and the VIP levels. So that is a level where I'm interested in shorts. So maybe we can bounce from here, get back up, then for example, sweep the highs there, another sweep, 3 drive, 1, 2, 3, break structure. And then that is where I'm super interested in shorts to ride them lower into the lower levels. So for now, that is the plan on BTC for the coming week. Look for local longs lower or on new weekly lows. And for shorts, basically in this POI, if price does not show weakness in this level, but gets above it, then there is a lot more upside because then we have basically an invalidation of this range high. So for now, this is the clean invalidation for the bears. They want to form a lower high before that. If price instead breaks above, then the range is invalidated, and then I'm looking for prices towards 77 and maybe even 80k. So that will be a super interesting level or interesting week to watch what happens around here, what happens around here, and then we have some local POIs. Super clean, and we can also keep the USD dominance chart as a confluence where I'm looking at it from this range perspective, where we came down for the range demand into the VIP levels and bounced from. And then this morning, a confluence for the short, the long on BTC was that we had range high, so range low, range high. Then here we swept it, the range high with the, which is the second tap of the range high. And then internally you also have like a local range. So the local range was the tap of the higher time frame range. So we have one, we have a sweep of that. Here we have a sweep of the extreme liquidity. And then we broke internal back to bearish right here, basically validating this as the model 2. We had nice sell side liquidity below, took that out, and right now we can observe how price is going to react. It tapped into the single prints, like the FEG right here, now bouncing, but technically since this range broke below the deviation threshold, this can just be a lower high for a lower low, and then this demand is where I'm more interested in, like a higher probability POI, similar as the single prints and supply above. So main levels here, demand down here, and the supply above. So POI is there. Then I think we have some super clean levels to work with. Happy with the early, nice, good profits on this long. Then yeah, it's a good way to start the week. And then we can continue the streak, which we started since opening the Discord basically, where we have been doing it very nicely together with the community as well. So I'm super happy with how it's going here. You can also see like Kijo taking multiple longs as well. A lot of great insights from a lot of people. So yeah, definitely make sure to check out the Discord. Also free content and stuff. So make sure to tune in and don't miss out on the live streams. There's also a lot of alpha there. So excited for coming week and hope to see you guys either in the live streams or in the Discord, and otherwise in the next video. Cheers.